Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on today's video. We're just going to ignore the little friend that's appeared on my face overnight, so let's just ignore that. In today's video, I thought I'd do something a little bit different because I appreciate that there's tons and tons of palettes coming out at the moment, tons and tons of new makeup, and it's a little bit overwhelming, even for someone like me who quite enjoys getting new products and things like that. Let's be honest, at the time it is at the moment, everything's really expensive and you need to save your pennies basically where you can. And obviously I bought the last two new palettes that came out by two brands. And even since then there's been a ton more, and I was just like, oh my god, this needs to slow down a little bit. There's the new Nikkietutorials palette, which looks beautiful. Natasha Denona's brought out a new palette. It's just non-stop. I watched a video by Rob Welsh the other day and he was just like, everything just needs to calm down a little bit. Where some of obviously those brands that I've just mentioned produce beautiful formulas, and that's not what I'm saying, but it just seems like everything's going a million miles an hour and it's really hard to keep up. And if you're somebody that, like me for instance, that, you know, it's so easily done. You see new things come out and you're like, oh, I must try it. Like I want to try it before other people start trying it, before like so many reviews get in my head. Like I want to try it first. I want to see what I can, looks I can create. It's just one of those things, it's like the new in the thing, isn't it? Regardless if it's makeup or something else. And I was just thinking, I was like, do you know what? There's so many, I was going through my palettes and that is actually quite embarrassing. How many I have that I haven't touched in such a long time. I'm somebody that I would probably call a palette collector. Not for the packaging, but just simply because I love the brands. If the colours are something that I'm really drawn to, that I know that I'll use a lot of. But I was going through them earlier and I was like, this is insane. Like I actually don't need to buy any more for a really long time, if not years. Obviously that's not what will happen. I will get distracted and I will want to buy like the newest palette that I like that comes out. But there's just tons of good ones that are still able to get on the market that are actually at like sale prices at the moment. And I just thought that I'd share those with you in case, you know, Christmas is coming up, in case you're wanting to build your palette. You might not have some of these. They've been out for, you know, a few years now, but they're such good classic palettes and the brands are fantastic. In particular, Urban Decay, I use them all the time. Not so much in my videos because I want to change it up for you guys so that you know, you see different brands that I'm trying, but I highly recommend Urban Decay as one of them. I've advised it to my friends, my family, and they're just classics that I keep in my palette, in my sort of my what would I call it? My stock? No, like my kit, I suppose. So I just wanted to share a few of those and a few other brands that I've noticed at the moment are going for such good prices. So if you're looking to get sort of presents for somebody, or you're just wanting to build up yourself, you might have forgotten about some of these, and definitely grab them at the moment while the prices are cheaper. So before I start doing my makeup, because I'm just going to do like a simple sort of autumn get ready with me, trying a new, again, old favourite products that I haven't used in a long time, as well as a new foundation that has been around for years, but I haven't actually tried it myself. So before we get into all of that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so. My ring light has just gone off as I'm saying that. If you've watched any of my other videos but you haven't subscribed yet, you will know my lighting is so temperamental. Maybe I need to put a new ring light on my Christmas list. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Leave comments down below. I really like interacting with you all. There could be some palettes that, you know, I mean, not just palettes, but other sort of makeups that you find that are classics that have been around for ages that you think, Shannon, why have you not tried these yet? Please let me know. I love a good sort of good blushes, eyeshadow palettes. I love bronzers. A good foundation is key. Highlighters, lipsticks. Anything that you think I should be trying that I haven't yet, that has already been out, or even new ones, please let me know because I love it and I have a problem. But let's talk some old makeup. I'm just gonna have to try and work with my temperamental lighting. I know it's not ideal, but while we're talking through the palettes, it's not too much of an issue. So as I mentioned, I am a big Urban Decay lover. And this isn't an exaggeration. I don't have one, not two, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 of their palettes. And I'm not entirely convinced that that's the only ones I've got. But this just goes to show that I really love how they make them, the formulas that they make, how they come out, how pigmented they are. I've never been disappointed with them. I've often got people presents for Christmas or their birthdays and they've been a naked palette. I get a lot of compliments when I wear them. Some of the looks that I've done on Instagram that people love have been using the Urban Decay palettes. For instance, one, if I pop a little picture up in here, was using the Naked, what's it actually called? Ultraviolet palette. And as you can see, it's actually pretty embarrassing. It's not been that touched. And it's the same with a lot of these, but they're beautiful. And at the moment, I've done a little check for you all. Where's my mobile device? And I was intrigued. I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna check and see how much all of these are at the moment. And it's crazy. It's crazy how cheap they are at the moment, considering what they normally are, is what I mean. So for instance, the Naked Reloaded palette, please do not judge me, the state of that they're in once I open it up, is going for, on Sephora UK at the moment, it's normally £39.50, it's going for £23.70. This is a really good palette. I actually got my sister this, I think, one Christmas. And the colours are lovely. If you're somebody that likes a warm tone palette, it's not focusing for some reason. Come on. It's gonna do it. Probably, come on. You can see a little bit better there. If you're somebody that likes a warmer toned with a few shimmers, this is perfect. Basically sort of my everyday colours that I would wear. You can see that I loved this one, which is Bribe, which was the nice sort of base colour, nice transitional shade, and then you've got your shimmers here. Again, please don't judge me the state of it, but it's beautiful. Something that's quite similar to this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette, just with some of the beginning shades, I would say, and even these ones here, but a really good palette. Sorry, I just caught myself of what I look like. I literally resemble something a bit like Hermione Granger right now. Like I said, this is a get ready with me. I just wanted to talk first. Well, it was all fresh in my mind. So yeah, a really good one. And then the next one is the Ultraviolet, and that is going for £27.60, and that's normally £46. This isn't an ad, by the way. I just really like, they're not sponsoring this or anything. I just really enjoy the Urban Decay palettes. And I just thought, you know what? I'll share it with you guys because you might not be aware of it. The Naked Heat, which is lovely. I've had it for years. Beautiful colours. Again, a lovely warm tone palette. They all do come with brushes, by the way. I obviously just use them and I don't know where I've put them. This one is normally £44 and is currently on Sephora for £27.60. So again, a really good price. I also found, oh, where is it? I didn't take screenshots. Oh, no, I did. The Naked 3 palette. So with Urban Decay, they have sort of the Naked 1s, Naked 2s, Naked 3, and then obviously it goes into like Naked Ultraviolet, etc. So the Naked 3 palette, which I think is fantastic for bridal makeup, is going for £36.80. So it is more expensive, and that is on Look Fantastic at the moment. Obviously shop around Sephora. I've even seen some of them on ASOS. Do check. But this palette has those nice warm but cooler tones in there, so perfect for bridal makeup. And then the transition and base shade, which is called Strange. Again, you can see that I really like that. And some of the shimmers in here are beautiful. I think I even used this on my sister's wedding day. I done her makeup, and I'm pretty sure I used this palette. So if you're somebody that's getting married, 100%, or if you don't have it in your kit already, it's a really good one. The same with Naked 2. That one is also on sale, but I didn't screenshot that one for some reason. But this is definitely more cooler toned. So if you're somebody that prefers more cooler, you've got a few in there, but they're more shimmers that are onto the warmer side. But you can see, like, I've hit pan with them. As I said, these are years old, but they're good investments. They last years, absolutely years. And when I was just going through sort of my kit, Urban Decay is the one I have the most of. Like, I literally have nearly all of them, apart from their newer releases, which is quite sad because you can see almost where my kit's gone to. So I was collecting all of the Naked palettes, and then I just stopped, and then you can tell where I started buying other brands, which is obviously good, but it's like I forgot about it, so I feel a little bit bad. So, but there's definitely ones I've been looking at, like there's the, I think it's Naked Robin palette, the Wild West one. I remember looking at that, and I don't know why I never purchased it. So yeah, so there's some good ones. I'm just showing you the cherry one, because I think I didn't show you, or if I did, here is it again. This is a beautiful palette, but again, you can see it's been barely touched. So I'm definitely going to use these again. I'm just going to try and use the makeup that I have, because it's just such a waste of money. They're literally just collecting dust and I'm not using them. But they are the Urban Decay palettes, and then a few others that I wanted to mention. Another brand that I absolutely love, and I think their eyeshadows are fantastic, is Too Faced. This palette I've actually recommended to Rich's mum, and she purchased this and she really likes it. It's really good colours for people. So you can see here, it kind of tells a colour story. So you've got your lighter shade, your medium, and your darker. And you've got a mixture of shimmers in there. And they're so easy to use. I'm pretty sure I took a screenshot of what that currently is retailing for at the moment. No, I didn't, but it's definitely in the sale. I saw it, it's in the sale. And then another two, these are more for people that like to experiment with colour, and you've already noticed that I've got like a smile on my face because I enjoyed like playing with these so much. When we was in lockdown and like Makeup by Mitchell done his Makeup by Mitchell weeks, I used both of these palettes quite a lot. They're just great. Like, I really enjoyed playing with them. They're fun, and you can just see that from the palette. So you would have seen that Nikkie, as I mentioned, nikkietutorials is bringing out a new palette, and this is her first palette. And when she said that, I was like, no, I've got one from you. And then I realised it was Beauty Bay's nikkietutorials palette. And anyway, it made me go, where is that? Like, that's how bad it is. Like, where is that palette? Where have I put it? I had to go search through my kit to find it. And I saw it online the other day, and it's at a ridiculous price. It's 80% off currently. It's crazy. Like, I couldn't even believe it, and I was like, that is nuts. So it's currently £5. It's £5. So this is the nikkietutorials palette. It's gorgeous. Like, I loved it. As you can see, I've played with it. I created some beautiful looks with this. Some of them, if you're somebody that enjoys like avant-garde makeup, so if you're, I don't know, like when I was at college and we had to do some body art and things like that, and you needed some powders to go over like your grease paints and things like that, this is great. This I created one of my Makeup by Mitchell looks. It's like an African scene that I done. So it was like all of, a bit like the Lion King is what I tried to create. But these are stunning, like gorgeous, and they're so pigmented. I absolutely love this. £5, that is a beautiful gift for somebody. Somebody that's starting out in makeup, or just want to add to your kit yourself. Like, £5 is a great price, and they're so well made. That was my first Beauty Bay purchase. I was very apprehensive. I'd never bought them before, but because it had nikkietutorials name on it, it made me buy it, because I thought, she's not going to let, you know, something that's rubbish be released in her name. So really, I would run to it. Like, a part of me, if I had hit pan on a few more of these, I would have been purchasing it myself, because it's an absolute bargain. So literally run to Beauty Bay to go get it. And then another one, I've already mentioned the man himself, is Made by Mitchell. So I've got it upside down. This is the Head in the Clouds palette, and this one is also in the sale at the moment. So it was originally £45, and on Beauty Bay currently is 27. So, and it's a big palette. Like, you get good shades in it. So can you see what I mean? Like, they're very fun colours. They come out so well. I've used a good few looks on this. Some of these colours are absolutely stunning. So Eclipse, if you can see, is just gorgeous. So yeah, they're just a few of the palettes that I want to discuss with you, because I just thought, if any time is good, it's now. We're trying to, you know, save some money, but if you're wanting to, you know, you're in need of a new palette, these ones are really good. If somebody wants some makeup for Christmas, These are really good ones. They're not extortionate prices currently, you know, they're in the sale, you know, it's just things like that, just to sort of give you advice where I can, you know. I'd be happy with any of those if someone brought me them. I'd be over the moon, in fact. So yeah, so that is just this little section that I wanted to talk to you about. Sorry if I've rambled on, but I hope some of you have found that helpful. So I'm just gonna quickly try and fix this ring light scenario, and then we'll, you know, put some makeup on. Why is this not focusing? Okay. Okay guys, I think I have fixed it. So I mentioned that I'm going to be using a foundation that I haven't ever used, and it's been out for years, maybe 3-4 years. And it's the L'Oreal Infallible, I can't say it. I don't know how you say it. You know what I'm trying to say. That. And I got it in shade True Beige. I'm trying again, bringing them back in, seeing if I'm enjoying it. So I'm just going to apply some lip balm. It's just the Norwegian formula. Yeah, that's all I use. My lips get really dry, but something that I'm so excited for it to come to the UK when it finally does is Hailey Bieber's Rhode Lip Treatment Balm thing. It looks great, like the reviews are amazing, and I really want to try it. I even messaged their Instagram, be like, when is it coming to the UK? And they're like, we're trying. Okay. What more can I ask for? So I'm going to start off with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So I'm just going to do like a nice, oh, do you know what? I think I've got glue on my finger and I've just mixed it in with the putty. What a stupid move. This morning has not been my day. I have my, anybody that knows Pat McGrath, or Pat McGrath, I watched something the other day and it's like her name is said wrong by a lot of people, and I'm now conscious that I'm going to say it wrong. I was carrying all those palettes downstairs and I brought my Pat McGrath one with me, and anybody knows they are expensive, and I bought that just because I was thinking, oh, I might try and do a few like photos and like just fun looks and things. I dropped it. I'm devastated. And like the key colour I was going to use, smashed everywhere. It's always the colour that you want. It's never the colour that you never really use that breaks, is it? So I've tried scooping it back in and creating it, but yeah, not great. Okay, so I've got my primer on. I do quite like this one. I have been using the Milk Ultra Grip one. That is unreal. If that is ever on offer, grab it. But the Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. is great. It's a really good one. So next I'm going to conceal. So I use two concealers. I use the Vive Modern, what is it actually called? Modern Radiance Concealer. I use Light 4. I think I could probably do with a bit of a lighter shade, to be fair. When I got a tan on, it's okay, but I feel like it is a bit too warm for me. So I'm just going to use it, but I'm going to mix it with the Matte Fit Me Concealer. I still do think I love the Collections 2001. I know I go on about it quite a lot, but I am going to get that. But I'm trying to use up makeup before I go and buy more. I don't want to be like buying them while I've got other ones to use, because this is what keeps happening, Shannon. I just keep, like, I'm a hoarder is basically what I am. So I'm just going to bring that in. But I do really like the Vive concealer. It's very creamy. It is just quite expensive. I think I've spoken before, I think some of their stuff is very, sometimes overpriced, not for what it is, but just overpriced in general. But then that's like 90% of makeup brands currently, so it is what it is. Right, so I'm just bringing that in, just trying to cover my imperfections. Yeah, I want to do like an autumny look today. It's really like grey outside. It just feels like a very, I'm really far forward. It's just a very autumn, but to be fair, it's actually like winter. It feels more like winter. But yeah, I just want to do like a nice warm look, you know? That's what I want to do. I'm not going to do a cool tone, I'm going to do a warm toned. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. I'm quite excited to try this foundation because I'm a big lover of NARS, but I'm always on the lookout for a cheaper alternative. I did used to use the Maybelline, was it the Maybelline Fit Me foundation actually? And that's a really good one, a good high street. But you know, you just fancy a change. And I've just seen really good reviews about this L'Oreal one, so I was like, do you know what? Let's give it a go. It retails for, I think I got it for $11.99 on Boots. So you know, not the cheapest for a high street brand. I'm pretty sure the Maybelline one is like £9, but not too bad. Right, I'm just concealing it a little bit and then I can go over where I need to. So let's give this a go. I hope this shade's gonna be okay. Might even be a bit light, you know. Whoops. Right. Maybe it'll be a bit light. I don't know. This is just gonna show me my real pale state. It smells nice. It smells a bit like sun cream. Has it got an SPF in it? Oh yeah, SPF 25. Ah, and vitamin C. That's what it smells lovely. It smells like skincare. Very nice. I do like a good smelling foundation. I'm just gonna buff it into the skin a bit more, but in this room, in the viewfinder, it does look very pale. But I'm hoping when I edit this back, it won't look like that. In terms of bronzer, now I have two. Obviously, my staple, Benefit Hoola Caramel, I love it. But I remembered one that I was actually quite surprised by. It was Primark's bronzer. It has this nice, like, cooler tone underneath. So I think I'm gonna mix between the two. So I'm just gonna put the excess into the back of my hand. But I remember it being really nice. I'm assuming, obviously Primark have got their own makeup, so you'll be able to get the bronzers. So I'm assuming their formula would be the same. But can you see, like, it's just not too much, but it gives enough colour. And bearing in mind I patted that off, I was really impressed with it. Bronzers are sometimes hard to find a good one, but no, I really liked this. So yeah, well done Primark. And their blushes actually. I was trying to find the blush and I don't know where it's gone. I was really impressed by that. I got a very similar shade to an old MAC one I used to have. It was, I'm sure it was called Desert Rose or it was Rose something. And I'm not kidding you, it was literally the same. It was like stunning, it's like £1. Pretty sure this was £8, yeah. Still got the little label on it. But yeah. So definitely sometimes try Primark, because another thing that I was, and another thing, I don't think they do them anymore, but if they do, they're lip crayons. I loved them. They were really moisturising and lovely colours. And I had one called Make Me Blush, I think it was called. It's very similar to the Pillow Talk shade. So definitely try, like, I wouldn't say their foundation, I really didn't like that. It was very, like, what's the word, plastic feeling. I really didn't enjoy it on my skin. But the bronzer, blush and lipsticks, 100%, I wouldn't recommend their liquid eyeliner or their mascara. Don't touch it. But those things I actually would. I really enjoyed them. And now the blush I'm going to use is Vive. Obviously, I appreciate it's more expensive, but I love it. But as I said, check Primark, check your high street brands. You know, I'm getting more into cream blushes at the moment. I really want to try what everyone's tried, is the Rare Beauty. But I did actually watch, was it Alana Davison? And she was saying, do you know what, it's actually not for me. She likes a cooler tone pink, and I kind of get what she means. Even though this is a warmer tone pink, for the autumn, I do want a little bit more of like a cooler tone, because otherwise it sort of blends in with your bronzer a little bit, which is sort of what this is doing. But I don't mind it too much. But when I want to change up the look, I get what she's saying. And I haven't actually used Makeup by Mitchell's blushes before. But again, they're very highly pigmented, like the Rare Beauty ones. So I'm kind of tempted to give those a try. But Vive do great blushes. I've also got Cherub. And it looks beautiful on some people, it just doesn't look that great on me. I still have to mix it with Pesca. And then they've got the blushes in the Dawn palette. Dawn, I always get this wrong. Yeah, Dawn. So sometimes these are a little bit pinker, so I just pop them onto the apples of the cheeks just to give it a little bit more something. But these blushes are really good, and the highlighter, which is also what I'm about to use. If you're into these sort of colours, check out the dusk one as well. I think they're £45 or £49, which is steep, but I have had this since June, and I've used the highlighter every single day, and I haven't hit pan yet. So they are expensive, but the fact is, you put your bronzer, your blusher in there as well, it's quite good. It just seems like quite a steep price tag for it. Right, so that's the complexion, so it's looking a little bit more lifelike now. And then I've got face powder. Now, face powder that I have bought is Beauty Bakery, which is nice. I do like it. I do prefer the Laura Mercier one, but I appreciate a steep price tag. But this one I would go to next, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to dab a little bit. Just be very careful because it comes out really quickly. Make sure you're shutting like the little turner thing every time you use it, because it does come out very quickly. But no, this does the job. I feel like it brightens my skin, which is always nice and what I look for. So there's like a brightening side to it. So I'm literally just putting it in my palm and patting it off, because it just does go everywhere, and I've got a black top on, which I didn't think through. And for somebody with oily skin, I don't need to put loads and loads on, which is nice. And it doesn't make it look cakey, which is what I don't want. Lovely. So that's just the Beauty Bakery, sorry, and it's literally called Flour, and it comes in the cutest packaging. I think I showed it on another video. It literally comes in like a bag of flour. Cute packaging wins my heart every time, just saying. I'm just gonna literally, I'm not putting any more blush on, I'm just going back over with the same brush just to bring that back in a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose as well. And just here. Maybe I'll use a Naked, but then I feel like I use these colours all the time. We'll use this. We'll just use this. Okay, lovely. So really good palette, just so you can see this. Again, this is one of the ones that's on offer at the moment. So make sure you check it out. Right, let's go in. So what vibe I want to go for? I want a little bit of definition. Let's go with a light base, and let's just work with it. So let me just do this first. Just tap it all over. That's not as light as what I thought it was going to be, Shannon, but never mind, we keep going. That is not light at all. That was very deceiving. Going with the light one. That's fine, that's bringing it back down a little bit. Okay, so I kind of want to do a little bit of a cut crease. Let's try this. Or should I do a halo eye? Let's do that. Let's do halo. Although, let's just work with what we've got. Okay. So I'm going in with cayenne. Halo eyes are great because you don't need to be too precious with them, and then you can just go in and sort it out after. So I'm just going to go in with a blending brush, which I think has product already on it, which is great. And then use your transition shade to blend if it gets a bit much. So if it's too dark, so as you can see, I just literally used the lightest shade, which is barely in the palette anymore, and just transitioned it, and then just build. So then what I'm going to do is go in with the warmer shade, but darker. So they're a warm shade, Shannon. The one next to cayenne, which is more red. and then just literally build it. Because you want to create that sort of illusion of the depth either side of the halo. Just bringing it out. I just want to make it a little bit, obviously this is not your pop to the range makeup, but I mean it might be. But if you're going out, lovely. I just want to do like an autumn inspired one, but like a little bit smoky and sexy, you know? So let's have a little look at these. Let's just pop one in. Definitely think we need something a little bit brighter. So maybe we'll use one of the fun colours. Fun colours, fun palettes. See, Makeup by Mitchell's got this beautiful orange here. And what's Nikkie got? So does she. It's a bit more pink though. Bit green. Have you got gold? Do you know what is a good one actually? I've just thought of the Reloaded. Reloaded is great. So let's go in with Angel Fire. Wow, look at that. Lovely. And I like to go just a little bit above, so it's not like a perfect, I think it looks really beautiful when it like kind of fans out. And then I'm just going to go over it with Barely Baked, which is a slight gold, but very delicately. I think that looks really pretty. I'm just going to go back in with the darker shades just to replace what's been a bit lost from the glitters, and then just go back in. And then I'm going to go with Ashes, which is the next one to the red, so really add in some depth and make it a bit darker. That looks nice. Really nice. And what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go underneath, so I think it needs it. Go under. I'm going under with Infugo, so is it? So the reddy shade. And connecting it all up. Nice. Okay, lovely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera, match the other eye, put the eyebrows on. And I'm just going to add some Maybelline mascara, the one I always use, which is just this one here. So it is the Colossal Curl Bounce. So I'm just going to add that and then I'll be back. My eyes are very dark, so I'm just going to blend them out a little bit. Yeah, they're very heavy. So let's just bring that down a little. There's nice. Like a transitional shade. Just tone that down a little bit. It's really hard, like I've got different gaps, if that makes sense. Like I've got like a, if you look, I've got like quite a different space gap, like my eyes look a little bit droopy. Oh dear. Let's just, I'm gonna use the viewfinder as help for this. Okay, nice. So I was thinking when I was doing my mascara, this was meant to be a get ready with me. Yeah, let's scratch that. Let's just do autumn nighttime glam, I suppose. I don't know. So I want to go with a bit of a dark lip. I appreciate I've got dark eyes, but I feel like a nice plummy lip would look quite nice. And I'm actually just going to use lip liner. I'm going to use the Kiko 316. I really like their lip liners. They're really creamy. So I'm just going to do this all over. Because lip liners I find just last a lot longer. And then just bring that in. Then what I do, so I bring it into a point and then I put lip balm on. So it's not too intense. But today, instead of lip balm, I'm gonna use, again, an old favorite that I forgot about. Just intensify that a little bit. So I'll put lip balm on just to smooth it out, but then I'm going to go over the top. Just use one of my clean fingers. Bring that in, and then an oldie but a goodie, NYX Butter Gloss Creme Brulee. Love it. It just tones it down a little bit. Nice. Perfect. I think I'm going to bring a little bit more colour into my face just because of how intense the eyes are. So I'm going to go back in. I need, just had a thought. This might be a crazy thought, but a great thought. Just gone in with nikkietutorials pink eyeshadow. Just add a little bit more rosiness, and that has given me a lot of rosy. Nice, I like that. I'm just gonna blend it a bit more, and then just go over, lost all my brushes, with a bit more bronze. Oh, that's really nice. Just put this down. Really nice. So just to give you a bit of a look. You could add some, you could obviously add a wing, you know, I'm a lover of that. But I'm not going to do that today because I do it all the bloody time. But I'm just going to add a tiny bit more of the darker colour. Ashes just before we leave. Okay. Nice. So just to show you, the colours that I used were literally these three. These three, and then I used the Reloaded palette with the shades that I showed you. No, I really like this. As I said, it's definitely more of a going out, but I would wear this going out. I think it's really nice. The mixture of the two was really nice, because at first, when you just put on the lip liner, it looks a bit more, as I said, like plummy, but more to it doesn't match, whereas the butter gloss just gives it that little bit of extra, and I really like the combo. I really like that blusher that I've put on. I think it looks really nice. Do you add a little bit more highlight? Why not? I mean, why stop now? So we just add a tiny bit more, which should be great. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Brilliant. Okay, well, I'm really happy with this look. You guys let me know what you think. As I said, if there's any products that you think you've never seen me do a video of, or ones that I'd be interested in, old or new, please do let me know. I'm really interested. I'm always on the hunt for new products to try, or as I said, new old products to try. So yeah, please do let me know. If there's anything in particular you'd like me to review again, maybe I've done it a little while ago but you'd want me to do a different look, again, let me know. And if you haven't subscribed already, again, please do subscribe. It really helps my channel grow, which is my really big aim. I'm back on track now. I'm uploading regularly. I do try to do one a week, at most one every maybe 10 days, which I think this one will be. But yeah, please do give this video a thumbs up. Yeah, and just let me know what you guys think. But thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you guys soon. Thanks, bye.